I want to show you how I made my letter framables, or word framables. I don't really know what to call them. I started by opening a 8.5 by 11 page and adding all the punches. Everybody gets Timeless Type Junior numbers and letters when they get My Digital Studio. So you already have these punches in your software. I like letter punches because you can not only change their colors, but you can also fill them with papers. And so that's why they're a little different than just adding a text box. So how I started was I figured out what word I was going to spell, and I wanted to make sure I used letters that surrounded it. So for this example, I'm going to spell out the word peace. So I need this P. So I'm going to start with a letter in front of it, a couple letters up, and add the punches for N, O, P, okay. You can always add more or less if you need to. So they all kind of end up in the middle like this, and you're going to start to spread them out. And you don't have to get this perfect right now because we have a handy dandy align button, which will help us in a moment. Okay, so I've got them all in a row. Now I'm going to use my shift key and highlight all of the letters that I want. I'm going to use that align button I mentioned. Now you can right click and get your align button. You also have it over here on the left top toolbar. Whichever you're used to, I am used to using the click. So I'm going to go like that. When I did that, all these little things lined up in a row like that. Next thing I want to do is space them out horizontally. So I'm going to click again, use the align button, and go to space evenly horizontal. There we go. So now they kind of shifted around a little bit and they're all spaced nicely. The next thing I want to do is I want them to be 1.5 inches tall. Only problem with this grouping I happen to choose is this Q. This little curly Q on the letter Q kind of messes things up. So I'm only going to highlight these guys. Sometimes this kind of messes me up a little bit. I'm going to group them. And I am going to edit the object and make it 1.5 inches. So it's going to make all the letters 1.5 inches except for that little Q because I didn't really click on him. I'm going to keep the proportions because I don't want the letters to lose their shape. And now they're all a little bigger except for that little Q. I'm going to do him separately. I'm going to make him 1.5 inches, but if I would have done that, it would have not made the others 1.5 inches because it would have measured the grouping and it would have made the other letters slightly less than 1.5 inches. There we go. So I put them back in there, and I'm going to, that little Q is in the back actually, so it's not, which is why it's not highlighting. So I'm going to send this grouping backwards, and now my Q can be part of the group. And now I will group him in with the others. There we go. So now I have my first line of letters. Then you need to do another line with the next letter that you want to highlight. The next letter I need is an E. So I'm going to go back to my punches. And I'm going to go down to the capitals. And I need this E. So I'm going to maybe start with a B. E. Here's my E. And my G. I think that's probably good. So I'll stop there. Close this up. Move that a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to highlight with my shift key all of the letters. I'm going to align them. I'm going to align them by spacing them evenly horizontally. I'm going to group them, and I am going to edit them into 1.5 inches. There we go. And I want my E to be, so I guess I needed an H, so I'll go back and add the H. So I'm going to make the P, E, there we go. Add that H, because it'll bug me if it's not there. Okay. Okay, so you're going to go and add a bunch of lines of letters. Align those, group them together. I'm going kind of fast here because I don't want to bore you. Okay, so once you've got these groups of letters, you're just going to keep going down, making lines of letters. When they're grouped like this, you can color fill them all together. I know I'm going to want my P and my E and my A and all that a different color, but for now, just to get the basics done, I'm going to do them all the same color while they're grouped, just because it's quicker. And I made them gray. Oops, I could have done them all together. I'm just showing you 2 lines right now, so you don't have to watch me do the whole thing. There. Once you've got all your rows, I need a page. Look, the magic of television. I went down and I made all my rows. Now you can use your align button one more time. Highlight all your rows of letters, like so, and right click, use that align button, and now you're going to space them evenly vertically, and that will, there you go, spread them all out nice and evenly. Now you're going to need to highlight the letters you actually want to highlight, so you can't do that when they're grouped. Now that you've got them all how you want them, you need to ungroup your rows. Woohoo! Look at that, it's kind of scary. Okay, and I paper filled my punches. I am using Snow Soiree, and I used paper number 9. It's the red poinsettias, and I clicked OK. Now you barely see the poinsettias. If you double click on that, it's going to bring it up in this little box here, and you can zoom in or out. I'm going to zoom way small, and then I can kind of get more of the flower image within the P. There you go. I also did a drop shadow, and there you go. And I did this with the P, E, A, C, E, so they're all highlighted, and I have a finished one right there. There we go. There it is. I'm going to add a little M here. I didn't put it on there. I did peace and love and joy. And I'm going to frame these next to each other. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put them. I am going to either put them in a long strip horizontally. I can't decide if I want to put them vertically or horizontally in a long strip on the wall going up the stairs maybe. Or I might put them, I'm not sure exactly where they're going to go, but they'll be really cute no matter where I put them, I'm sure. I also want to show you that I did my son's name. I thought it might be cute on his door. So here is one I did for David. And you can do this for any baby. It'd be real cute in a baby room or a school room where you have your kids do their homework or their desks or whatever. And that is it. I hope that was understandable. This is my very first video ever. Yay! Thanks for watching.